Boom, we are live. I am back. Salute to everybody that's gonna tap in today. It's been a minute. Recalibration for the kid. Uh Today I got a special guest on the live stream with me. A gentleman who has extensive research, a lot of work, and a lot of studies into many different things from human trafficking. He's done a lot of work in the past to help children, both foreign and domestic, correct? You there with me? All right. You
To
back?
call it then.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm back. Someone tried to call it. I'm like I said on the cellular device today until I get my shop set up. So it was a call that
okay.
interrupted.
You got some feedback on your mic. Oh,
Well, I'm kind of getting a little static out of you here.
right.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I hear the feedback. What you might want to do, can you put your phone on do not disturb, and then you probably turn the volume down.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a second.
Okay, so we'll be waiting on the Blackstone lawyer to jump back on here. He has a lot of information, especially now with the Sound of Freedom becoming so popular. Um, I actually posted the information on Supreme Science page. Everybody know that was kind of like a site. Okay, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's kind of got a lot of static here for some
Okay,
reason.
it's something I talk, so I your output. So I'm gonna let you take the floor. You said you wanted to explain a little bit about uh history or the French to a lot of these government conspiracies.
Well, yeah, that's what they pretty much are conspiracies. And a lot of people that knows anything who Eric Rudolph is, they could check with his mother and sister. And I really prefer the sister since his mother is up in years now. But she can confirm that Eric Rudolph took the theory out of the adrenochrome conspiracy. So we can sit there and scratch the theory off of that for all these other people out there trying to put the word out on it because I know that there is satanic ritual of this particular secret society, and and that's how you get in, and that's how you stay in, and um, it's all part of it. The information, a lot of it, you can find online, and here in the next week or two, I will be releasing some of the court documents and stuff that are the pending cases right now in the Fulton County State Court and the United States District Court from another witness and victim besides myself that is in court on this. And hopefully the other victims and witnesses will be ready to come forward now and start putting in their claims, with their attorneys and start getting the compensation that they truly deserve. Because these people, when I say they got money, That's an understatement. They're loaded. They were very, very wealthy people.
Right. And you been able to trace these the multiple incidents that have taken place with children.
Well, I'm still having a little hard time hearing you. It's kind of like we got a bad connection for somehow after that phone call came, but you're kind of breaking up a little bit. So I only got to hear part of what you said.
Okay, I said that you able to connect these same people to multiple around the country.
Well, yeah. It's like I'm getting information together right now to present over to the Suffolk County Police Department up there regarding Rex Harriman. Rex Harriman was another one of my brother's buddies from back in the 90s. And I had only met Rex one time, but when they came across the news with his picture that he had been busted, I about fell back in my chair because I never thought any of that bunch would really get caught at much of anything because of the amount of protection a lot of them have had throughout the years.
So what was Rex caught for?
Well, just to make it more simplified, there's some people out there, and you can still find the picture online. I think it was from 1977, 78, the picture of John Wayne Gacy and Rosalind Carter. And what the American people are about to find out is a lot of these politicians and these big corporate executives, they like to surround themselves with some very dangerous people. Um, and it's, I guess, part of their strategy. And if you surround yourself with serial killers and you kind of keep them off the hook for a while, you can pretty much get them to do some of your dirty bidding for you. You know, especially if you're a politician, and that's what we're probably going to find out when we really start digging into people like John Ramsey, um, my older brother Fred Rogers, and a lot of their accomplices, Eric Robert Rudolph, all these people that were, you know, affiliated or associated with, former Georgia Governor Zell Miller, who was also a former U.S. Senator. And, the reason why I say that, a lot of people remembers back in 2004, 2005, whenever John and Patsy Ramsey was being interviewed by a Atlanta news station regarding the murder of John Bonet, the um, the journalist who was doing the interview did what all other reporters had done, and had asked John and Patsy if they, had murdered their daughter or had any part to do with their daughter. But this time, Zell Miller was a U.S. Senator, and he abused his power and authority to come in and tell that news station and all other news stations that any of them that would implicate any type of wrongdoing by John and Patsy Ramsey in the murder of their daughter, John Bonet, would face retaliation from the United States government. And, that the government really is not supposed to have any type of say into what any news agency or reporter may ask anyone. I don't care if it's a personal friend of the president of the United States or the best friend of the Pope himself. It's not up to the United States government, and especially a U.S. senator, to come in and tell any news agency what they can or cannot cover, nor what kind of questions that they may want to ask somebody that they're interviewing on the news.
Right. Well, the news was infiltrated by the CIA. Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, all your news agencies, they pretty much follow the role model of ABC News and CNN. That's why we can flip on the television and we can go channel to channel, and we pretty much hear the same thing out of one channel that we hear out of the other when we want to turn on the news. Now, if you really want to catch all the stories that CNN cover, for example, if you don't have a job, you can stay up 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, and you'll get to watch all this news that they'll release in the morning, and that's the only time that they'll release that news is in that morning. So, I mean, if you have a DVR, you can record it if you're at work, but you're not going to get the same news in the evening when you get home from work, from your job, that they release in the morning. You know, well, really between 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning, just depending on the amount of news stories, top stories that hit the news, how much they're going to cover. So it all pretty much is regulated media because they're all pretty much covering the same stories. You might have Fox over here; they might come up with a different view, but it's still the same type of cat and mouse games. I call it Washington mania because all this stuff up in Washington, it really looks more staged than what actual, because of the the complete insanity of it. Because it's just it is just unimaginable that this country will be in the condition that it is. But they had a whole darker and more sinister plan for this nation in the mid to late 1990s. They intend to take down our government. They intended to start a race war and revolution to where they could have Americans out here killing Americans, and they could take the orphan children and they could do with them whatever they wanted and sell them in the international child trafficking industry. Because if you got people out here killing each other and parents, you're going to have some children survive, and some family members not going to be able to take them in. Well, you can come like you're the good Samaritan, going to take this child like my child, raise this child like my child. And that's how a lot of these deep state pedophiles, they think, because children to them is nothing, but a commodity. And they have a lot of money, they have a lot of power, and they all have a lot of control. And it's all pretty much because, the ones that are in that secret society, that is their culture. That is the way they believe. That's the way they think. And that's why they're in their own little clique.
yeah, you explained before that to Oakland County.
Yeah. Okay. In the Oakland County, and a lot of this I was finding out really found this out first in 1983 from John Ramsey himself when I actually met him in person at Layton Graphics in out around the 24th of November, 1983. I wasn't but 17 years old. It was, it was within a week of my 18th birthday that I met the old scoundrel over there. And then, of course, in 1996 and 1997, at Murphy, North Carolina, I was able to meet some more of his accomplices in the Oakland County child murders. I was actually, believe it or not, as crazy as it may sound, I was actually introduced to Frank Sheldon, Francis Duffield Sheldon, in September 1996. A lot of people think that he died over there in New Amsterdam and buried some unknown location in the Netherlands. No, I'm Frank Sheldon. Is actually buried between Andrews and Topton, North Carolina, off of Highway 74, and has been ever since September the 26th, 1999. He was Jay Ramsey's main guy for the Norfolk Island landing strip into the brother Paul's pedophile ring. Jay Ramsey is John Ramsey's dad. Can you see me? Hear me? Hello?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. I keep.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. You were saying that Jay dead?
Yeah. Jay Ramsey, his name was James Dudley Ramsey. This is John Bennett Ramsey's daddy. He was the czar of the Michigan Aeronautical Commission until around 1977, 1978. You there? Okay, I can see you now. Can you hear me?